The Honourable Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Deputy Acting Speaker. So my questions is to the Prime Minister. Before I ask a question, let me paraphrase a background. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the nation has its difficult times trying to adjust to borrowing requirements, especially global financiers, to save its position as a safe investment destination. The nation has been cautioned to fix its corruption index prior to the end of 2025, possibly next year, 2026 or around February. This therefore calls for government's urgent intervention in collaboration with the line agencies like Ombudsman Commission, Police, ICAC, to prevent PNG from being grey-listed as an unfavorable investment destination by international investors. This also calls for government to put into place mechanisms to fight corruption and prevent the nation from being grey-listed. So my series of questions to the Prime Minister, through you, Deputy Speaker. Number one, what mechanism has been put in place to save the nation from being grey-listed on the corruption index? Number two, what has the government done to address the corruption issue as an indicator together with line agencies empowered by law to fight corruption? Number three, can the Prime Minister advise the House how many corruption cases have been prosecuted in the last 12 months as a sign of PNG's commitment to fight corruption to avoid being grey-listed? Number four, if PNG is grey-listed, probably going to be around next year, what will happen to the financial institutions in PNG? And last question, when PNG is grey-listed, what plan has the government in place to lure international investors to steal? When PNG is grey-listed, what plans has the government in place to lure international investors to still invest in PNG as a safe investment destination? Thank you, Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Firstly, person through me like thank you, additional question. The question asked by the Deputy Opposition Leader. I want to say the last time we were placed on the grey list was a period between 2014 to 2016. We got ourselves uplifted out of the grey list. And right now in the mutual evaluation program that is running, it is indicated that we might be put back on the grey list in 2026. I want to give assurance to this House and to our country that the interdepartmental and agency team has been working in the last 2 years to avert the possibility of us going to the grey list. But in any case, if it does happen in 2026, then I want to give full assurance to our country that just like in 2016 when we got out of the grey list, we will do our utmost best at the very earliest to get out of grey list. The interdepartmental committee that involves the Department of Justice and Attorney General, the Central Bank, FASU, Finance, Treasury and Planning, Police, and a whole lot of agencies that are engaged in this one have been informed that they must not rest but to work to ensure we come out of the grey list if it does happen next year. I would be preempting the process that is running. I know many commentaries have been made from the Central Bank and elsewhere of the view that we might be heading into a grey list next year. In a meeting I had with them about 6 weeks ago, I summoned all agencies to work with leaving no stones unturned, including informing the police commissioner it is your job to do what you have to do instead of us telling you what to do. And, speaking on this, in response to this question, in that private meeting, he was advised. There are two fronts. I want to step back a little bit in answering this question. Two fronts. The global consciousness on terrorism financing and money laundering has been elevated since the 11th of September 2001 terrorist-led attack that happened in New York City and USA. Since then, there has been a global consciousness on standing watch to terrorism financing and anti-money laundering. These twin factors have propelled all financial systems globally to be conscious of what must be done to curtail or stop money laundering and anti-terrorism financing. For us in the country, they indicated that we have fallen behind on some areas, and I've given the key agencies of state, Justice Department, I pulled back the chairmanship of that department under Justice Ministry to be headed by the Treasurer. Treasurer is now taking charge of this work. Apparently, and I must admit that in the last year or two, that work has slowed down, and so I've asked Treasury take chairmanship over this agency, cross-agency work, attend to this, and before February 2026, we must put to the scoreboard what we must do in respect to fighting corruption, anti-money laundering, and hopefully standing watch to anti-terrorism financing in our country. Some of this work have matured to be fair in our country and this Parliament. The passage of the ICAC laws and ensuring that ICAC becomes an institution that is now in place to fight corruption, the strengthening of our police force. The police commissioner, to be fair on him, has recruited an expatriate policeman to be the head of the anti-fraud, anti-fraud section at the police force. So there's some work happening at this space, but not at the pace the international observer and independent observation team has come to assess, giving the mutual evaluation. The conclusion of the mutual evaluation will take place sometimes next year, and if they see that we have not been compliant, they will put us into the grey list. If we have shown substantial progress, those status will be updated to us first quarter next year. And whatever it is, I want to give commitment to our country that our compliance to anti-money laundering and our compliance to anti-terrorism financing in our country will not slow down. We will step up. This Parliament under this Pangu-led government have passed, for instance, the amendment to the Proceeds of Crime Act. We passed on not too many years ago, so there is a amendment to the Proceeds of Crime Act that includes undisclosed wealth. We've also passed the Whistleblowers Act. We passed the ICAC into operations, and so I've indicated to the international observation team and the mutual evaluation that is taking place, don't be unfair on our country. Yeah. We've done what we have to do, and, but again, they've done this all over the world. There are over 50 countries, globally speaking. They're in the grey list right now, and those who work aggressively has come out of the grey list, as we once did in 2016. And so we will give a concerted effort. Whatever is the assessment in first quarter of next year, I want to give assurance to the country we will work our absolute best to make sure our country is not a place for money laundering. Our country is not a place for anti-terrorism financing. And I've indicated to the police commissioner, I told him in that meeting publicly, it was a meeting full of 30 people, of all from Central Bank, from Justice Department, from Finance and Treasury. All the agency head was there, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And for the record, I told them, Mr. Police Commissioner, you don't need to look far out. Pick up a file. For instance, the allegations in the public space on the arrest and dispersal of 41 million kina from Finance Department. Go and check them. You want to prosecute money laundering or illegal transaction? Check if those payments are correct payments. If that happens, prosecute those who are engaged in illegal transactions. Start from our own finance department. So that instruction has gone out, and I'm not the police commissioner to do the police commissioner's job. That's his job to do. So I want to give assurance to our country that if it is that we are placed to the grey list in 2026, then we will work to get ourselves out of the grey list. It gives us an opportunity to reconstruct a platform in which money laundering is not part of our economy, a platform in which anti-terrorism or terrorism financing is not part of our economy, and a safer, stronger, resilient economy that removes corruption from our midst. And that is the work we must do. If the independent evaluation committee or mutual evaluation team established that we will be in grey list, then assurance I give to our country, we'll work our way out. Our investors, whilst they'll be looking at this, I want to give confidence to the country. Many of our established investors in our country have been working with us the last 50 years. And so that may affect new investors, but our existing investors and pool of investors are long-term, have a long-term view in our country. The short-term assessment will not get, in my view, some of the major investment focuses that we have on the horizon. With or without a grey list, those investors who have committed to invest in our country will invest, and we're sounding out our country as a continued safe investment destination. Thank you too much, Mr. Deputy Speaker.